Suppose for a moment that Father Gregory Brady, our teaching parish seminarian, and myself decided to go on a camping trip in the Boundary Waters. We head off, we have a busy day of traveling, a busy day of portaging from site to site, and finally, as the night begins to come upon us, we decide it's time to pitch our tent. And we head to bed. In the middle of the night, I awake and say, "Hey, Father Gregory and Brady, tell me what you see." And Brady opens his eyes and he says, "Father, I see billions of stars. I see God's beautiful creation." And I say, "Brady, I'll give you a B for that answer, but no, someone has stolen our tent." The tragedy greater than all others is to be blind and to say that we can see. That's the greatest tragedy. The greatest tragedy is to others to say that we can see when we are blind. Today we see a blind man. Why would this happen? Why would God let this happen to this man? From birth, not being able to see. A man born blind. And whose fault was it? Was it his? Was it due to his parents? We experience in ourselves sickness. We experience in ourselves suffering. And why would God allow that to happen? Whose fault is it? We ask, couldn't God have made a better world? Couldn't God have done better? Couldn't he have made a world that was perfectly good? Yeah, God made the world good, but he didn't make it unbreakable. And this is the key for us. Going all the way back to Adam and Eve, due to their sin and sickness entered our world. And a lot of times, because of that event, people equate sin with sickness. Like in our gospel today. This man must have been a sinner, or maybe his parents were sinners, and that's why this man was born blind. But even people who do their best experience sickness. Look at Job, that figure in the Bible. A righteous man, a good man, a man who did good works. And he loses everything. He loses his job, he loses his flock, he loses his crops, he loses his wealth, he loses his family, and even his own health. Boils covering his skin. He's taking a piece of clay and he's scraping the boils that have gathered on his skin. And at this point, he's so depressed that he wants to die. Why was I even born? But those consequences, they don't disappear. A lot of times, though, we like to stay on the surface. We don't like to go any deeper. We look at appearances, but God goes deeper because God looks at the heart. And God looks deep into the heart. God allows bad so that we can go deeper. Job lost his livelihood, his family, and his job. But what is deeper is he lost his love for God. When friends ask what he did wrong, he says, I did nothing wrong. And he's right. He didn't do anything wrong, but he lost something. The man born blind, a bad thing, but it reveals something deeper to us, something that goes beyond the surface. He didn't just lose sight. That man was unseen by others. Who is this man? Is he the one that was blind? Oh no, we don't think it was him. It just looks like him. People didn't want to go beyond the surface. They didn't want to go to something deeper. And we want answers. But you know what? God gives us the answer. Someone might complain and say, oh God, my knees hurt, they're terrible, I can hardly walk. And Jesus says, look at mine. They hurt worse. A man complains about his shoulders. Oh, they're just so sore, I can hardly use my arms. And Jesus says, look at mine. They hurt worse. Look at the crucifix in our sanctuary. Our Lord hanging there. Thorns piercing his skull, reaching deep almost to his brain. Wounds covering his body. Nails piercing his tender flesh and his feet. And a spear thrown into his side only to have blood and water pour out. He gave himself completely. Do we see it? Do we really see it? Or are we blind to what God did for us? Brady only saw the stars. He didn't realize that the tent was gone. How deep do we see in the love that Christ died for us?